Hello friends, this is Holmes, first time farmer over 50. Welcome to the homestead. So this is a one-year follow-up to the 6-acre project for 2025. Today is December 28th, and it has been a year and a couple of days since I took some videos of what this looked like prior. And I'll do a link to the previous videos, at least I'll try. Worst case scenario, you can find us at on Homestead Ridge. It's 2024, 12/26, and 12/28. Those are the days that I made the videos. But we're going to do a quick walkthrough like we did last year so you can see the difference between how it looks now and how it looked before we got started. So we are right here at the top of the 6-acre project, right here at that big oak tree. All the stuff that we have filled in. There was some stuff here when we started last year, but we have added quite a bit to it. And some more stuff down in here. I went back and looked at those previous videos this morning, and wow, it is really different. And they were taken in December, so a lot of stuff was missing, leaves and things missing from the trees. So from that perspective, you can't see a whole lot, but just all the, basically just everything was kind of a gray, just because of all of the scrubby stuff. Now this over here, this is the 1.6 acre project that I worked on the summer of 2024. That's all this through here. Not a whole lot's changed. I have a lot more trees I need to cut down. You see those down there. Oh, and I do want to apologize for the wind. Today it's supposed to get up to 70 degrees. It's 70, and it's a little bit breezy. And my understanding is that the wind is going to bring in a new front, and it's going to drop down and be considerably colder tomorrow. So I just want to apologize for the wind. So looking back up toward the top, and you see the hillside, or the 6-acre project is just beyond the wash here. So there's piles of brush, limbs and things. All of that was dumped in. Some of it's from the 1.6 acre project. Some of it's from this year's 6-acre project. That hillside over there, you see some logs, thinner logs laying around. Those are left over from the chop and drop that I did in November of 2021. Some of them I cleaned up, but some of them got left behind. They'll eventually disappear. You see the trees here in the foreground that have the green ribbon on them. That means green means go. So all these trees will be cut down at some point. But because these were not part of the 6-acre project, I didn't spend any time over here. There's one there. That's a hickory. It needs to go, but I didn't get everything accomplished that I wanted to, but I certainly did get a lot done this year. So very pleased with it. Now we're coming up on the interior property line. We're looking south. On the left side is Mom and Dad's. To the right is Aunt Margaret's. You're looking south there, and you can see trees there on the hillside with the ribbons. The red ones, that means stop. Do not cut these trees. And if it's red and yellow, that's indicating a maple tree that at some point I may wish to tap for maple syrup. So that's the reason for that. And we'll stop here and just take a quick look back up through. It's a 1.6 acre project. And then over there is the Valley project that I did in the fall of 2023. And there is a big limb that split out of that maple tree. And because it's wasn't part of the 6-acre project, at least where it's initially split, this is part of the 1.6-acre project. I haven't gotten around to cleaning that up yet, but in due time, in due time. You can see all the stuff down here in the wash. Put a lot of logs and branches and things in there to slow down the erosion. Slow down the water, slow down the erosion. That's the idea. And look back around. Yeah, looking a lot better. Years worth of work. And we were right down here at the point of the 1.6-acre project from last year. Right here beneath this big wild cherry tree. That's a big boy right there. Yep, that's a big one. And then this is looking down the valley, and you can see a whole lot more down there now than you used to be able to because of what's been cleared out. You can see that hickory tree along there. Last year when I took the video, I wasn't sure if that was first I thought it was an ash tree, and then I thought, no, I think it's an oak. As it turned out, it's a hickory. So that got cut down. It was caught up in a maple tree, so I cut the maple tree down, and the hickory fell with it. All right, so I'm going to cross over up here. And this is all stuff. There's an entire tree down in there, and all kinds of branches and things that were dropped. You can see the stump here of this tree, and there's the top of it right there. And we're going to climb through all this mess. And you can see down here all the leaves and how they have slowed down the water quite a bit. There's some sediment on top of those, so that's what we want. We want to be able to slow down the water and slow down erosion and prevent erosion completely if at all possible. I'm going to climb up this hillside over here. Pardon me while I do that. Oh, I hope I don't wipe out. Yeah, we're good. Okay, great. And we have, this is a hickory tree that fell over quite some time ago. You know, I have to kind of hack my way through this, so please be patient with me. So this is part of a project that I plan on working on later this year, but we'll get there eventually. Yeah, now you can see a couple of beech trees here, and you can see the hillside over there looking a whole lot better. And then looking back up through the valley, looking pretty good. All right, we will continue on. You can see that big maple tree across on the other side of the wash over there. That's marked with orange and red ribbon in case I decide to do some tapping for maple syrup purposes. There's another beech tree on the other side, and then you can see right up through there there's another maple that's also marked, and about 10 to 12 feet to the left of that is the center of sector T. And this whole area up through here was always such an overgrown mess with a combination of weeds and saplings and just all kinds of stuff. I could never find the flags for sector T because it was just so thick. Alright. That was all cleared out. High weeds grew up through there, so. Let's see, now I gotta climb through all kinds of stuff over here. Big old red oak that fell probably 30 years ago now. You can see all the stuff down through here. See all that hillside. Back up here, get over this part of the log, looking down that red oak. All right. Looking good. You know, there's a lot of trees up there, a lot of maple trees up there on that hillside that are marked. I'm not sure if you can see the ribbons or not, but they're there. Now we're coming here to another point. Two washes converge. And you see that tree right there in the center. It's dark. The bark is pretty dark. It's just marked with a single red ribbon. That is a walnut tree, one of the few walnut trees that I've found that are a pretty good size. So I want to make sure I marked it, that it didn't accidentally get cut down. There's a maple there, it needs to come out. And another maple over there for potential tapping. Climbing through the wash, so I apologize for that step down. Now we're maybe about 80 feet from the back of the property at this point. And I'm kind of on a steep slope right here, so my apologies as I do my best to stay upright. There we go. Yeah, it's looking a lot cleaner. That tree that you see right there that's caught in the fork, that one was actually up in that tree, caught up in that tree last year, but we over time it just kind of worked its way loose and fell, so that'll be much easier to clean up. At least I hope so. See a little bit of water down there in the wash. We had some rain earlier in the week. Not too bad. And a tree that fell down, so worked our way up around that. And last year I climbed over this log, but today I'm just going to walk around the end of it because I'm practically here anyway. There we go, and that puts us right back here at the back end of the property. That post there with the orange top to it, that is the property line. That is a walnut tree right there. And then that is the center of Sector X. These two flags there, the orange and the pink. So there we are. And then looking up that way, that is the property line that I cleared out 2 years ago. So looking pretty good. Big difference. Again, I encourage you to check out the previous video and see what it looked like last year. So we certainly appreciate you watching. Please hit like and subscribe and ring that bell. And we look forward to seeing you again in the future. But if not, we will see you in the pasture.